taking a live look at Allison Harris getting warmed up here on championship court with her partner, Andre Mick. Harris, somebody who's relatively new to the game of pickleball. She was working as a wedding photographer in Nashville before deciding to pursue professional pickleball full-time. And Chad, you've had a little bit of a front row seat to her career blossoming and growing. As you and Simone, part of the reason that she's here today.
Well, a little bit, but yeah, we've become close with Allison and Andre, and actually everybody that Simone and Jaime have played today are kind of players that we've either trained or training or really close friends with.
So Simone Jardim and Jaime Oncins could practically be Team Brazil here today. Jaime from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Simone originally from Santa Maria.
Yeah, so Simone actually grew up idolizing Jaime, looking up to him. Pro tennis player, Davis Cup player, Olympic player for Brazil.
So a lot of experience on this side of the net as Jaime and Simone trying to punch their ticket to the mixed doubles semifinal. But Andre Mick and Allison Harris have played spoiler before. Can they do it again here in Cincinnati? Good crowd here this afternoon. It's now officially Friday afternoon here in Cincy, about 3:20 local time. People are ready for the weekend and some great pickleball. Simone Jardim getting us started.
Whoa, Andre Mick called for a foot fault on that volley.
I don't know if it was when he came back. It might have been when he came back down.
Yeah, because it was a late call.
Yeah.
That's beautifully timed lob right there.
Yeah, Jardim's been throwing that lob in there quite a lot over the last 12 months, whether it be an offensive lob up there at the kitchen line or third shot lob. And with this wind, it's definitely a tool that you can use.
And we talk about that, using it on the right side right now. The wind is in Jardim's face, so she used that wind to knock that ball down up and over the top of Andre Mick. No
Big
lob.
Forehand there from Jardim.
No lob needed there. The ball sitting up. She's going to punish that right at Andre Mick.
A little unlucky there off the net cord for Oncins, but definitely look for Andre Mick to insert that power. And it's almost like a broken record as far as what we said with Brandon Long. Needs to be aggressive, but it's controlled aggression. Oh, how did he get that back? Oh my.
No. What a dig from Andre Mick, but Jardim, just from a squat, puts so much power on that ball.
She almost sat down.
But Harris is on the baseline there, tries to get the paddle out of the way.
Cannot do it. So it's a side out here. Jardim with the serve. That time Mick gets his paddle out of the way, but should have taken a shot at it. Jardim finds the inside of the baseline. 3-1 lead.
Oh, it's in, it's in! Allison walked off the court. She said, come on. Wow. That ball went between Oncins' legs. Jardim picked it up.
And then Mick doing a great job to get there, recognize. Oh, but just can't get any love off the tape. It gets pushed wide. Timeout called on the court. Mick and Harris going to take a minute to recover from that point.
Well, absolutely. Again, you're sitting there and you're very frustrated right now because you're stuck, because you're sitting there going, we ended that point. I ended that point. I know I did. And then all of a sudden that ball comes back over. And not only does it come back over, but it's a tough ball for Mick to do anything with. And so then he goes wide with it off the tape. That's tough.
So it's Jardim and Oncins with the 4-1 lead here in game number 1.
Well, Harris actually said, come on, after she hit that overhead between Oncins' his legs. So she could have been called for the hindrance as well.
But Jardim doing a good job backing up her partner there. And you can see Harris and Mick just having a little reset conversation here as they trail by 3 here in game number 1.
Well, they're flabbergasted.
I mean, I'm flabbergasted. It's just, it remains impressive every time. Simone in particular is just such a veteran of the game, and yet also is still leading the charge in a lot of ways. It's very impressive.
Great attack right there from Oncins, but it's a good spot, right? Instead of trying to really rip this ball uncontrollable, he hits it about 80% right at the right hip of Andre Mick. Ho-hum, we'll take a 5-1 lead.
I don't know if it was so much ho-hum, but
it really was.
Kind of. It's what he does quite often.
But he makes it look
right? He makes it look easy.
Like, this is just fluid and easy.
So it's a 5-1 lead here. Jaume Oncins with the serve.
Good hands there from Mick. Jardim thought she could slide it down the line, but nice short and compact there. Mick gets it back on it quickly.
Great pressure there off the paddle of Jardim. Goes cross court and just deflects off Mick's paddle.
Well, Mick brought his paddle back just a little too much. If he just stays out and just punches that back, but as he brings that back, it's behind him.
Almost ricocheted instead of hitting. With a lob from Jardim, sails just a bit long, so it'll be a point for Mick and Harris. 2-5-2, Allison Harris with the serve.
It's a little too rushed there from Andre Mick. Doesn't quite get set. Paddle's not able to get the bite on the ball he usually gets. Oh, it almost hit Harris right there.
Almost hit Harris, almost hit the sideline, but just misses. Another look.
And she straddles this sideline here. Gets that right foot out of the way just in time.
Simone Jardim with the second serve.
Nice forehand dink there from Jardim. Just puts a little extra pace, extra roll on it. Harris can't catch up to it.
6-2-2 for Jardim. Great forehand there from Andre Mick right at the feet of Jardim. Tries to dig it out. Can't quite get there.
Jardim trying to get through that transition area. Just got a little ahead. A high third from Oncins.
Mick ready
right
for that one.
Into the body. Hit it on his paddle.
Yeah, he didn't miss that one again. He was not late. He was out front and just punched that through the middle.
Fool me once. Allison Harris with the serve. Ooh. You see Mick thinking he was going to let that one go, then Harris went for it.
Well, Mick let it go, and Harris trying to pull that pedal down last second.
Ooh, wind wreaking a little havoc on this point.
Well, that ball just got blown all over the court. You know, so Andre Mick has the ability to really drive the ball, rip the ball from anywhere on the court, but at times moving a little chaotic. So it's difficult for Harris at times as well to know if he's going to be at a ball, not be at a ball.
Oh, Jardim can't get around that one to put enough oomph on the backhand.
Well, it's good placement there from Harris. She pulled Jardim wide 3 times and then opened up the hole in the middle. Didn't try and do too much, just put enough pressure on Jardim.
So second serve here. And Jardim finishing off the point with a little bit of flair.
Two drives and a little misdirect. Mick sitting heavy on the forehand side there. Wasn't able to adjust to the inside out behind him.
So it's a 7-3 lead here. Jardim Oncins with the serve.
Tough spot to attack from right there for Jardim. Oncins moving up quickly, put the pressure on, but Jardim got caught in the transition area.
So it will be Andre Mick with the serve and a chance to cut into this 4-point lead here in game number 1. Instead, the forehand sailing into the net. Quickly onto their second serve.
And Jardim almost gives the impression that she's out of position on that two-handed backhand coming in because she floats to the right. But as soon as she lands, she floats back to the left, and then she's in position.
Yep. 7-3-1, the score for Unseen serve.
The ball is moving around so much right now.
It's just, the wind is just gusting in every direction.
And right now, it's just, let's just get the ball back over.
Yeah.
If we get it over, we're all right.
The good news is the wind is playing no favorites, so everybody having to go up against the elements here in Cincinnati.
Well, and that's a ball right there. You heard Jardim say no. She's trying to go down the line, but it's impossible to take the ball down the line if you start it on the line right now.
8-3-2. The score is the score for Jardim serve.
What a dig from Simone Jardim through transition.
And Oncins there to finish off the point.
Maybe that's set up Jardim's dig, then her speed up gives Oncins the opportunity to come in and finish.
Ooh. Good hands there from Oncins to get the overhead back over the net, but then Mick and Harris find the spot. So it'll be a side out here. Andre Mick and Allison Harris trail by 6 here in this first game of our mixed doubles quarterfinals. It's the final quarterfinals we have for you on this Friday. Semifinals coming your way next.
Yeah, that's late reaction from Mick right there. Is there potential to shake and bake and attack that ball? Yes. Can Mick wait to see what the volley is going to do before moving? No.
You got to commit early. You got to be able to get there. He's just about a half second late and causes the ball to go into the VIP section here. Oh, good coverage from Oncins. He's sitting on it. But again, ball seemed to be knuckling off the paddle of Mick.
Ooh. Good leave there from Simone Jardim and Jardim Oncins. So they get the ball back on their side. Just 2 points away from winning game 1. Oh, yeah. Jardim Oncins, get up.
He's big.
Up for that one.
He's not short.
No.
Didn't even need to jump for that one. Good reach there from Jardim.
It's just really a full extension of the arm. Sets up a game point opportunity here. Allison Harris and Andre Mick want a minute to figure out how they're going to defend it. Trailing by 6 here in game number 1. What do Harris and Mick have to do out of this timeout to defend this first game point opportunity?
I mean, right now, Simone Jardim is creating the havoc, right? And what she's doing two things. Through transition, she's speeding up, but she's not speeding up out of control. She's keeping that ball about an inch over the net and going right at Harris and Mick. So she's creating some havoc from transition. Then when they get to the kitchen line, she's really pushing Allison Harris with an aggressive forehand dink, which has not allowed Allison Harris to do one of her favorite shots, and that's the inside-out forehand down the line. She's not even attempted one down the line on Oncins, but it's because Jardim has controlled that forehand-to-forehand dink cross-court.
Jardim and Oncins playing in their first APP Tour stop together, but Chad, like you mentioned earlier in this match, have a lot of familiarity with each other's play and playing with each other in mixed doubles. How have you seen that play out in this first game?
No, it's the comfortability factor with them. You know, we met Jaime and his son Eric Oncins back in 2016 when we moved to Naples, and that's how long Jaime's been playing pickleball for, and we've become, you know, good friends over the years. And anytime Jaime's in town, Simone and Jaime get a couple of games in, so they know each other. They're familiar with each other's games.
And they have a chance to win game 1 right now. Oh, good misdirection there from Andre Mick, recognizing that both Oncins and Jardim were on the right side of the court.
We have Jardim telling Oncins, I got to leave that for you.
Second game point opportunity here. And what a way to get it done. Jaime Oncins and Simone Jardim win game 1 here of our mixed doubles quarterfinal, 11-4. Game 2 when we come back to the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati.
Hey, I'm Chef Chad Rosenthal, and I'm here today with Vlasic Pickles to put the pickle in pickleball. In pickleball, a dill ball is a shot that is inbounds and is bounced only once. It's a live ball. This Vlasic Pickle Dip is a live ball of pickle flavor. Crunchy pickle perfection.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
APP is sponsored by PowerPlate, official warm-up and recovery partner of the APP Tour. Zimmer Biomet, moving you forward. And Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers.
Take a look back at some highlights for game 1. Simone Jardim, Jaime Oncins stepping up, putting the pressure on Harris and Mick, and taking game one 11-4.
So game number 2 about to get underway, and it's going to be Allison Harris starting with the ball and the serve.
It's very easy to say Harrison because Allison Harrison just kind of flows a little bit more.
It does. I think all of us have said it once.
They forgot to add the O-N at the end of the last one.
Oh.
Good
Again.
adjustment off the tape right there for Oncins as that pops up right to his forehand. Easy put away, quick side out here in game 2.
So it will be Simone Jardim with the serve and a chance to get them on the board. Oh, Mick stepping over. Strong forehand winner. Take another look here. So it will be a second serve for Jaime Oncins. That time Jardim leaving the cross-court dink a little too low.
There's a little indecision who's going to take that ball in the middle right there between Jardim and Oncins.
That forehand sailing wide from Allison Harris.
So, Tom, you and I look at each other right there. Jardim is not going to hit a ball outside her right shoulder out of the air.
Never.
Because she understands that that's the short court and it's never going to stay in. Nice step in there from Andre Mick. And that's he has such a good drive. He has heavy topspin but when he tries to overdo it and add too much power onto it, he loses the form of that drive. Oh, that's a nice step.
Yeah,
Step back and roll through the middle.
She held it on her paddle too right there. It almost looked like she was just going to roll that dink back, and then from the same position she speeds up. And that's the difference right there for everyone watching at home is you have to make your dink and your speed up look exactly the same. They got to come through the same position. And everybody thinks that speed up comes from a backswing. Your speed up doesn't come from a backswing. Your speed up comes from your follow through.
The acceleration
it's how
of the
you
hand.
push through the ball, not how far you can take a backswing. So that's why the highest level pros, it looks exactly the same because they don't take a backswing. They just accelerate through the ball differently.
Another good drive there from Mick.
Good start for them here in game number 2, out to a 3-0 lead.
Mick just getting aggressive, and yet staying so poised with the placement of those forehands.
Yeah, again, he didn't get too big on anything and try and do too much. Everything's out front, and then finally gets a ball up that he can go behind Oncins with.
So it's a 4-0 lead for Mick and Harris here in game number 2. That time it's Harris's forehand. Finds a sweet spot.
Yeah, and an excellent drop there from Mick. Push back off the baseline. Tough ball to drop and get below the net.
So it is a 5-0 lead here for Allison Harris and Andre Mick in game number 2. Timeout called on the court by Simone Jardim and Jaime Oncins.
Yeah, trying to slow the momentum here. You have a very fired up Andre Mick, and he plays better when he's in the match like that, engaged, fired up. That's when he's at his best. And he went from a beautiful drive to get point 4 to a beautiful drop from behind the baseline on point 5 to set up Allison Harris for the put away in the middle, forcing the timeout from Jardim and Oncins.
So it has been a fast start for Harris and Mick. If you're Jardim and Oncins, obviously you hope the timeout does a little bit of the work for you in breaking the momentum. But what is the first goal out of this timeout?
Well, just start with a better return right here. Something that stays down, forces Mick to be hitting up on it if he steps over and wants to drive.
It will be Andre Mick with the serve.
So right there, again, it started from the return, a little bit lower return. Mick's having to hit up on it so Oncins can get on top, get the ball down to the feet, and then it gets them, all 4 players, up at the kitchen line.
Tried to sell it through the middle right there. But again, I think it just goes long. But it was there.
I'm not sure how
little help off the tape there,
Oncins got that ball back.
He hit that with his thigh. I mean, he got his pad on the right spot.
Right on him.
He gets it back over and gets the first point for he and his teammate Simona Jardim here in this second game. Good recovery off the tape there by Jardim. Oncins gets on top of it. And it's a 3-point lead now for Harris and Mick. Oh, that lob from Jardim, just not enough on it. Mick able to get on top of it. Gets it back at the feet of Oncins. Beautiful around the post from Andre Mick.
I mean, the fact that Jardim is set up for the ATP right there, but Mick hooks this so
watch his
well.
wrist. He was already hooked, so now as he's hitting it, he's taking that angle straight away.
He put it in the middle of the service box where Jardim had the line covered.
And so often on those around the post, we see players just barely getting it back into the court. That time, Mick with such shape on it. And almost went behind Jardim.
Oh, good read right there from Andre Mick on the drive from Allison Harris. But good hands, and actually better hands from Jardim Oncins.
Jardim Oncins with the serve. Good leave there.
Jumped it as quickly as he could.
Yank that paddle down.
As he was coming forward, looking to be aggressive. Nice. Top spin flicks there on the backhand side for Mick.
So Jardim and Oncins get 1 point back before having to relinquish the ball. Back to Harris and Mick. Allison Harris with the serve. Oh, good job, Harris and Mick communicating for Harris to come through the middle. Get that ball.
Well, great shake and bake action right here as you watch Harris crash hard in the middle, and she gets that pop up for the put away.
Jardim leaves that ball, but Harris, the perfect amount of shape on it. Get it to fall back in bounds.
Well, that's Allison Harris's signature shot right there. It's a sliding forehand away from her.
Oh, they try to catch Jaime Oncins in the transition, but more than ready for it.
Well, you watch his footwork, too, once he gets up there. His footwork is planted right there, and so on the second ball, he can do whatever he wants with that forehand.
Former Olympian was like, nah, I'm ready.
Mick, again, we've heard him the last couple of drives that he's missed into the net, bending his knees. It's in that instance right there, just not getting the hand below the ball.
Oh, big forehand from Allison Harris. Back at the feet of Jardim. Simona Jardim with the serve, 3-8-2.
Oh, I don't think she got it as clean as everyone else in the building thought. She knew she kind of off-hit that right there and sliced that through the middle.
unlucky there with the love off the net cord there for Oncins.
They'll take it. Little 2-point run here on this service side for Simone Jardim and Jaime Oncins.
Well, the net giveth and the net taketh right there, as now Andre Mick gets a little love off the net. They slow that little momentum from Oncins and Jardim.
So it will be Allison Harris with the serve and a chance to extend this lead here in game number 2. Jardim getting big, looking for the forehand, but just gets too on top of the ball into the net.
Yeah, actually, she's moving a little too much to the line there, anticipating that Harris was going to take it down the line. I'm not sure what Oncins was trying to do there with the ball that was that close. I think he was trying to flick it up and over for a lob, and it just went straight up.
So it sets up a game point opportunity here for Allison Harris and Andre Mick. Defended once by Jardim and Oncins. Andre Mick with another chance to put it away, but the serve just a little wide. So instead of taking game 2, they have to give the ball back, give Oncins and Jardim a chance to get back into this one. But a well-placed forehand there by Andre Mick.
Just rushed a little there from Jardim.
So it sets up
Trying
another.
to roll that through the middle. Sorry.
No, you're good. Sets up another game point opportunity here. Allison Harris with the serve, and they get it done. Allison Harris and Andre Mick take game 2 here in our mixed doubles quarterfinals. So let's head to a third, shall we? To decide who earns that final spot in our mixed doubles semifinals round coming up next. We'll be back with game 3.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
The BioFreeze USA Pickleball National Championships, November 10th through the 17th in Mesa, Arizona. Designed for pickleball's best, amateurs and pros alike. 14 tournaments, 14 opportunities. Find your golden ticket tournament. Earn your title.
Welcome back to the APP Vlasic Classic Cincinnati. Game 1 goes away with Simone Jardim and Jaime Oncins.
Well, game 1 was all Jardim and Oncins. They played really clean. They were dictating the pace of play. Jardim attacking through the transition area, and then she was really controlling Harris cross court.
Yeah, then in game 2, it was Andre Mick stepping up and putting the pressure on Jardim and Harris, and he's so dangerous when he's able to apply that pressure. And then Allison Harris stepping in and doing some of the pressuring herself. So it'll be interesting to see who can set the tempo and who can really control the point here in game 3.
So after splitting the first 2 games, we move on to game number 3 to decide who moves to the mixed doubles semifinals here in Cincinnati. Simone Jardim getting us started with the serve.
I'd like to see Oncins drop that last ball right there. He had a couple good attacks, but that one he's on his back foot, leaning way back. Even if he does hit a good drive, he's not getting the next ball to do anything with it.
I'll say I don't know if it's translating to what you're able to see on the screen, but the power in these forehands in this match in particular just feels like it is dialed up a notch from
just wide.
Both of these teams. Jaime Oncins with some really good ones to start here in game number 3, and we saw Andre Mick, Allison Harris. I mean, it's just impressive.
Well, Mick and Harris just coming out, guns blazing in game 2, and they're trying to continue that here in game 3 and play with a lot of pressure.
Just like that. It's a 3-0 lead here for Harris and Mick in game number 3. 3-0-1, the score for Allison Harris's serve.
Mick was already giving up the serve. Got one more, buddy. Ooh, right there. Nice pull of the trigger from Allison Harris, but a better return initially from Jardim, keeping that ball low. Harris couldn't attack that third shot.
So right now, Jardim and Harris, Jardim and Oncins trying to match the power of Mick and Harris. There's no need to do it. And what looks like a blowout right now, down 6-0.
So at the end change, it is a 6-0 lead here for Andre Mick and Allison Harris, excuse me. And what's at stake here is the winner advancing to the semifinal against Susanna Barr and Brandon Lane. You mentioned it looks like a blowout right now for Jardim and Oncins without a point here in this third game. But these two veterans know how to stay in games. They know how to get back in points. And they took game 1, 11-4. So, Dom, what do they need to get back to out of the end change?
Lower return, so not as attackable, and get the ball to a 50-50 point, meaning all 4 players up at the kitchen. I think Jardim can control Harris cross court a little bit more. And that's where they're going to kind of find some success here in game 3.
So they're gifted an error from Andre Mick, who misses the serve. But then that ball left short by Jaime Oncins.
Wow. Great hands from Jardim and Oncins just to stay in that point. Took everything to earn that first one here. I'll see if they can put a crooked number up on the board.
The ball was out.
Oh, the around the post off the paddle of Jardim, just bouncing off the post itself.
Yeah, Jardim tried to bring that too far into the court. All she needed to do was go back corner.
So it's a side out. Harris and Mick with a chance to extend their lead. Good lead there by Oncins. That wind picking up again. And that ball from Jardim just missing wide. And it extends the lead of Andre Mick and Allison Harris. 7-1 here in game number 3.
Nice spot there from Allison Harris cross court. Doesn't hit it too hard where it's going to go wide. Keeps it controlled and in play right to the sideline.
8-1-2 the score for Andre Mick's serve.
That lower return right there forces Mick to hit up on the ball. Tougher to keep that in the court.
So it's a side out. Jardim and Oncins, it feels like that point was really critical.
So, and again, you're pointing it out right there, AJ. That point right there, the ball's up and a gimme for Andre Mick. He tried to be a little too pretty with it. Mark that point down. Right. Mark that point right there at 8-1. I think they're on 2. Are they on second serve right?
Yeah.
It would have been side out.
Yep.
Now they're on 1. It would have been second server, but still, big point.
Especially because now you've had a few misses in a row, and just like that.
I agree with playing loose, but you got to play loose to a point. It's got to be loose but under control.
Big forehand there from Harris. So it does push Oncins and Jardim onto their second serve, but still with opportunity here. They're on a 3-0 run as they try to work their way back into this third game. That ball missing just deep off the paddle of Oncins. So side out here.
But Jardim and Oncins back in it now. 3-0 run on that service game. Within striking distance now. Got a hold here, though.
That's one way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Mick didn't quite drive that one or drop that one. He just kind of ran through it and tried to throw his wrist in the action. Big serve there, though.
Massive serve there from Andre Mick. Makes it 9-4 on their second serve. Good recovery there by Oncins and Jardim to recover off the tape, but Mick finally able to put that one away. Another look.
Well, it's this ball right here that Jardim needs to try to block back into the kitchen.
So it's a match point opportunity here for Andre Mick and Allison Harris. And they get it done. Allison Harris and Andre Mick have punched their ticket to our mixed doubles semifinals round here in Cincinnati. The APP Vlasic Classic Cincinnati continues, and we hear from Mick and Harris, who just won in 3 games, when we come back.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Take a look back at game 3 for Andre Mick and Allison Harris. Stepping up, putting the pressure on again. Andre Mick with a big forehand, got him through. We will throw it down to Dominic Catalano, who's courtside with our Franklin post-match interview.
All right, Andre, I'll start with you. Game 1, it didn't seem like you were in a rhythm. Game 2, you were really in a rhythm, came out and played your pace. Was that what you wanted to do between games 1 and game 2?
Yeah, I think basically I spoke to the coaches on the sideline, and they were just saying the best thing to do is probably try and act first. And I told Allison that as well. And that's what we did, and we rolled with it.
And Allison, again, too, it seemed like cross-court game 1, you weren't winning as many of those. Then in game 2, it seemed like you were putting a little more pressure on. Was it something you wanted to do in games 2 and 3?
Yeah, I just decided to kind of step off the line and give myself some more space and then try and close in and, like we said, just initiate and act first.
All right, well, congratulations, guys. Moving on to the semifinal. We'll take a quick break and have our first semifinal here on Championship Court at the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati.